Hi, this is Jody from Garden Hands.
And I'm Lindsay.
And today we're going to talk about July plants of the month and which ones are our favorite.
Yeah, we had a lot blooming in July.
It actually is my favorite month for flowers. I think for our zone 4B, it's just when everything or so many things come to their peak, and I really enjoy that time.
Yeah, and your garden is especially set up for July, August, just everything in full bloom and bright colors.
Yeah, so my favorite time for sure.
Some of the things that were blooming in July were also blooming in June.
Right.
So we don't need to go into too much detail. You can check the video that will pop on the screen. But those are things like astilbe and phlox. I had phlox.
Yes, and I didn't.
And sage and yarrow. Salvia and veronica had also bloomed one time in June, and that came around again in July. So we had a few things that kind of did their second flush or just continued blooming throughout the summer.
So I have some of the traditional, I think, flowers, and the coneflower, the purple one, which is
Purpurea or something, the fancy name.
Yeah, the purple one.
The purple one. And then I also have the POWWOW WILDBERRY coneflower that I know I've mentioned several times in different videos, and that is one of my favorites. Just a bright pink purple. It's shorter. It's definitely a hedge type coneflower.
Yeah, it just is much more compact, and it looks more in control than mine, I think.
It's very much different than the big purple coneflowers that you're used to. It's just a 20-inch coneflower and a great big bright color.
Yeah, nice performer. And then I also bought one this year at the nursery that was kind of a yellow, it looked like a mini sunflower.
Yeah, it does.
That one was excellent.
Yes, and when yours bloomed, it came out and all the flowers looked a little different. The red was thinner or wider or maybe darker or lighter in some of yours. Mine came out and they were all the same.
Which is really strange because we bought the plant at the same nursery.
Yeah, you bought two of them.
Right, just kind of crazy. But that was really, that was pretty and a nice addition. I plan on getting more of those or seeing how they seed. So at the farm we have, I think it's 3 different phlox. They're all, I don't know their names or what variety they were. They probably came from my mom's years and years ago. But we have white ones, pink ones, and then a darker pink. And they were really, they're a pretty strong performer.
Yeah, and they're a taller variety.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think the other things that we saw were the daylilies came out.
Yes, I had a lot of new daylilies this year, so they're not fully established, but they did throw a bloom out. So I got to see some of the colors, which was kind of fun.
And it is kind of fun. They can be a variety. They're a great plant to share because they spread.
Yes.
And they're real hardy in any weather condition. We also had daisies, like the Shasta daisy.
Yes, I have crazy daisies.
Okay.
Which we put over by the kids' playground this year because it is crazy. It got big and it's wild, and so that got moved from where it used to be. Not a big fan of that. I thought I have one other just regular white daisy. I don't know if I know the name of it.
I have a hard time growing daisies.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but they last for a few years and then they kind of peter out.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's something that I'm doing or where I'm placing them.
Yeah.
But I haven't had great luck. Now, on the other hand, RUDBECKIA.
Yeah.
My gosh. That one goes nuts and it's almost gets out of control.
Yeah. Do you have more than one variety?
No. I think I just keep moving it around.
Just the yellow kind of traditional.
Right. How about you?
I think I just have the yellow. I have an annual one this year.
Oh.
That's really pretty.
And it's a RUDBECKIA.
Yeah. It's a red one though.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a big pink. Yeah, I don't care for red flowers.
Actually, you will. If you see the picture of it, you'd like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The other one, there's a couple other flowers that we have. We have the lilies.
Yes.
Which I love lilies. That is like one of my favorite. And I think, I'm not sure, but did we have about, was it 14 different types at the lake?
Yeah, you have a lot at the lake.
And so that goes on in July.
Yes.
As far as the bloom time. And this year was our first year we didn't have them attacked by the deer. Tim's stands that he made and coverings that he made to protect the deers worked very well.
Yes,
So we'll continue with that.
you had so many pretty colors up there that I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing before. We probably didn't see them before.
No, the deer enjoyed them before we did. So that was really kind of fun.
Yeah, and I had planted 6 new kinds of lilies last year, so I got to enjoy those this year and kind of remember where I had planted them that I might have forgotten.
The one thing I wondered about because I planted some more lilies at the farm, they were shorter.
Okay.
So is that just the first year?
I have no idea. I know there's shorter lilies.
Okay.
So maybe it's just a variety that's shorter.
I should look probably at the tags on them.
Yeah.
But they were really short. Still the stunning blooms, but very short. The roses were also in bloom.
Yes.
I have bonicas and then the David Austin, Olivia Austin rose that we planted earlier. And they bloomed.
Yes, they were
So-
really pretty.
So I was thrilled. I was thrilled with the roses this year and I didn't have really any problems with them.
Lucky you.
Yeah. And your roses?
My roses, I have probably a half a dozen varieties, and I maybe saw one bloom. The Japanese beetles just love them. They're still attacking them. So it's always really sad. That is their favorite snack, I think.
Okay.
So they just live on them, which is too bad. But we have a plan in place. Maybe next spring we'll have some help with the slug control.
Okay.
And
maybe
maybe
that
next
will
year I'll
help.
get a rose. Yeah.
Well, I hope so because all that effort, it's so frustrating when
Yeah.
you lose your blooms.
Yes. Yeah, it's really
Really?
too bad that they have to attack those. However, they do kind of pick on that, and so maybe they stay away from something else a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, our yard is just horrible for them. So
That's
never my my primo crop.
you can keep that, bud.
I know.
I think the last one that I can think that was blooming that is, again, it's not one of my favorites and I'm going to be digging it out, is Coreopsis.
Yeah.
A little bit of it is fine, but it spreads and then all of a sudden it takes over my flower bed area.
That's in the front by the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one's going to get dug out.
That's not my favorite. It just doesn't have it might look nice along the woods somewhere where it's just a little bit of color.
Here.
You just throw it in the woods and see if it likes a little shade.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need something that's a little more flashy to keep up with the other stuff you have.
Yeah. That one, I think the next time we have a, good rainstorm, I'm digging it out.
Yeah. Yeah, not my favorite.
Right. What else was growing in your yard?
I had my Buzz Midnight Butterfly Bush.
Okay.
And this is the second year it's come back. It's a zone 5. So
Really? That was great that it wintered.
Yeah, twice.
Wow.
So
really good.
they sold it at a local nursery. I figured maybe.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite plant, but it's really pretty. It's tall and has purple spires that come out of it. So
And the kids love to probably watch it for the butterflies anyway.
Yeah. And it's a purple color that I don't have. It's a dark purple.
Okay.
So I was kind of excited that wintered over. I just mulched it a little heavier.
Okay.
Another one that we mentioned in June and maybe should have put at the beginning was the foxglove and the lupin.
Yes.
They were still blooming in July.
Yeah.
And they're still blooming. I didn't realize foxglove went all season.
Either. And you know what? What a nice surprise.
I'm super thrilled that they're still going. My berry blossom hibiscus is still blooming, and last year I didn't really like where it was put because it seems tall. I kind of like it now. When I finally get to that project, I'm going to extend that bed down to the culvert, and I can put a few of them, so then it'll look like a little hedge of them.
Yeah, after I saw yours, I want to get is it Candy Crush?
Candy Crush. It's a lighter pink.
Right.
Yeah.
That I have a spot. I'm going to dig out a couple things in one of the flower beds and replace it.
Okay.
Candy Crush.
Yeah, I planted another one this year out in that triangle garden by the horses. I think it was an airbrush effects or something, so probably another pink color. I don't think that'll bloom this year, but
No, you have to be a little patient.
yeah. The other things that I had blooming were the hollyhocks. I have, is it peaches and cream?
Okay.
Or peaches and dreams, I'm not sure.
Yep.
And that is a huge Japanese beetle magnet. I mean, they just flock to it, which is unfortunate. But I did get a couple blooms that I could take a picture of, and it's just a really pretty pastel peach color. And then I also have a pink one that's really pretty. And those are really fun to save the seeds from.
Okay.
The kids like that. It's a pod, it's a circle, and there's just discs that go in a circle around it.
Oh, so do you plant them each year from the seeds, or do they come back?
They come back. So I think there is that a
buy?
Biennial?
Yeah.
I think they're a biennial. So
Okay.
I've been throwing the seeds down, and then we just pick the seeds and kind of throw them into the woods. They haven't come up in the woods yet, but
No.
it's too dark.
Right.
But it's still kind of fun. The kids get a kick out of
Yeah.
getting those seeds collected. And then the other thing that I saw that was blooming, and I just planted it this year, so I don't have very much, is Blazing Star. That was growing in my little purple and white garden this year. So
And you know what? That's another one. Of course, I like that. It's purple.
yes, it does take over if
Yeah.
you don't keep up with it.
But it's easy. It's an easy one to weed out.
Yes, and it's a different structure. So it's a tall spire, which is kind of nice to add in with shorter,
I
rounder
did that at
plants.
several spots.
Yeah, you do.
I like it.
Yeah.
The hydrangeas in July were awesome.
Yes.
I mean, I just love hydrangeas. And this year, even with the heat
And the no rain.
and the no rain, as long as mine were irrigated, so I think that helped for most of them. But they were beautiful. I mean, your tree is just like, it's fabulous.
Yes, we just got done with a huge rainstorm, so it is very weighted down at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, this tree worked really well. It is irrigated. I have some that aren't, and they didn't do as well this year.
Right.
They like water.
They like water, and I think you just have to remember that.
Yeah.
I would say my endless summer ones were the least performance, but
Okay.
they also weren't irrigated.
Okay.
That group wasn't. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have Endless Summer,
I have Bobos.
Bobos.
I have is it Peewee?
PG?
PG. I
Yeah,
have
that's
a
right.
strawberry one.
Yep. Okay.
There was one. You did all my
I know, I was like,
pruning
wait a
this
minute,
year.
I remember about all those.
I'll keep adding hydrangeas and she can prune.
Well, I'm glad they worked then.
Yeah,
That just
they
showed
liked
that
it.
the pruning was okay. And
Yes, it was excellent.
hopefully helped them out a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, I have the Limelight Standard, and then I have two that I don't remember the name of. They're more of a bluish purple color. And then I have the Mini Mauvette, which are those reddish colored ones, and those are really pretty. I love when they go past their prime and then they kind of take on a silver tinge to them.
It's like you get different shows.
Yes.
From the,
Yes.
whether it's green and white, whatever they start with, all the way to fall.
Yeah.
And then in the winter,
Yeah.
they're still, I use them in my, the pots by the door. I
Yeah.
mean, they're so pretty.
Yeah, and I cut some of these once they're past their prime and bring them into dry. So then I have a couple months where I just use that as a decoration somewhere.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I added 6 new ones this year. 2 varieties, but 3 of each plant. So in a couple years, that'll look nice in the front yard to have a little bit more structure.
You just have to be a little patient, but not even that long to be patient before you get blooms. We do love our annuals, and we love going to the greenhouse in May. And I don't even want to admit how many SUPERTUNIAs I bought.
Yeah.
It was like embarrassing.
Yeah. The hard part about that is they provide color all summer long. They don't kind of go, they don't ebb and flow.
Right.
But you have to pay for them every year. That's my hard part. Is I really don't want to have to pay for something every year that isn't coming back.
Oh, but they're such great performers.
They are.
I already have my list for the next May. That's my favorite, I think, annual.
The petunias.
Oh, the SUPERTUNIAs.
Yes. SUPERTUNIA vistas.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, those are my favorite. And I tried the little mini ones, and you know, I like that one. I like the SUPERTUNIAs.
And you use them in pots and baskets, so you want them to get big and hang over. You're not putting them in the landscape where it looks cute if they kind of stay 2 feet wide.
No, I want them to get big.
Yeah. And so that's a great one. I would highly recommend it.
Especially when there's sun. I did notice there is a difference between at the farm and at the lake. At the farm, there's no shade and they're beautiful. And at the lake, it took a while for them to take off, and they're just not as dense of color.
Right. Yeah, they look more leggy almost, or like they're missing something.
It's, you know, we have some shades. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I still haven't found the right mix for a couple spots at the lake, but next year.
Yeah, you can try something new again
That's
next year.
What else did you buy? Because I know you buy different things when we go.
I do like the petunias as well. I started some from seed. So I did buy some, but I tried to propagate them, which did work out.
Oh.
However, you lose about a month of time.
Oh, okay.
So not for your baskets, but if you're tucking them into a landscape, you can kind of
Where
put
you
them
can be a little bit more patient.
Yes.
Okay.
So I like that. That was kind of nice. And then I also started some from seed, and I was really happy with their performance. I just need to find the right color combination. I found a couple online retailers that I might try some new seeds from next year, because I would like to tuck them into more flower beds that I didn't do this year.
Okay. What I found really kind of crazy, and I don't know if we have a picture of it or not, but I had volunteer petunias come up from that. The seeds must have kind of transplanted in my pavers.
Yes.
And it was really pretty. I left them in the pavers. The kids would come over when they were going to go swimming, and they'd water them, and they looked great.
They look way better than any of mine do.
Oh, it was just unbelievable. So that was kind of fun too.
Other things that I had for annuals, and most of them I started from seed just because I was home all winter. Why not start something in the basement? The snapdragons. They were phenomenal. I had, I think, 3 or 4 varieties, and I just love them.
Yeah.
That might be my entire flower of the year. They've been so much fun. I started STRAWFLOWER. Them I wouldn't start 200 of them again, but they were kind of a fun texture. Alyssum, and that actually turned out really nice now. I'd plant a larger wave of it next year if I was going to. I planted carnations this year.
Yes.
They were really cute.
Yeah.
And they're starting to bloom again. Sunflowers. I plant those every year, so I found
love that.
Yeah, and they're fast growing. They have a couple that are growing out by their playset, and they hope it grows taller than the playset, so we'll see if that happens. Zinnias.
Oh, you had a ton of zinnias.
I had a ton of zinnias, but I grew all of them so that we could do the bouquets for the nursing home.
And you know what? You've made use of them. The bouquets have been beautiful.
I also planted LISIANTHUS.
Yes.
And I started it on January 1st, and I just got to pick them some point in July.
And you were all about trying different things last year.
Yes, I've been watching a lot of YouTubers and flower farmers, so just trying new things is kind of fun. And they're beautiful. They look like a rose.
Oh, they were pretty. We had a neighbor that had given us, I don't know how many did he give us, about 50 glads? No,
like 250.
No, glads?
Yeah. Oh. You took like 10. I planted like 200.
Okay, what a wonderful neighbor. I mean, that was so kind of him.
And what color were yours?
Mine were pink and kind of a salmon.
Okay, and he thought they were a mix.
Yes.
Mine are cardinal red.
Yeah, just kind of crazy.
Yeah. The other thing I had was sweet peas. I always grow sweet peas because I think that is one of the best smelling flowers in the garden.
Yeah, anytime you walk through the garden with Lindsay, it's like, oh, you have to stop and smell the sweet peas. The sweet peas are the best. I love the sweet peas.
You have to smell the sweet peas when you walk past them. It's a rule.
So what was your favorite? What was your favorite?
My favorite. I haven't decided yet.
Really?
Yeah, so how about you go first?
Okay, yeah.
Sweet peas. My daughter votes for sweet peas.
Okay, so my favorite, and I'm going to go with a shrub.
Okay.
Because it's a plant, was the bobos. Oh my gosh, my bobos. Yeah. How many pictures and videos did I take of bobos blowing in the wind? They were incredible.
Yes.
So much so that I dug out 3 more shrubs at the lake and put in 3 more bobos because they like sun and some shade.
Okay.
So they did well with that.
Yep.
They liked my soil, so they weren't super fussy. They liked good drainage. Yep. They're from zone 4 to 8. So they winter.
Yes.
To prune them, you did a fabulous job.
It's easy to prune them.
But they bloom on new wood.
Yes.
The deer will eat them, but they haven't found the bobos in the front of the house at the lake. So I was just thrilled.
Yes.
I love the bobos.
And they turn white when they come out.
Yes.
And then they gradually turn cream. And then, do they get pink?
Pinkish, a little pinkish, and then later it'll be,
more pinkish reddish.
But they're huge. The blooms on them were just incredible.
Yours are pretty much solid white.
Oh. It's just like beautiful, and I put a little SUPERTUNIAs in front of them for a little color, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
So that was my favorite. I thought I was going to pick the lilies because I love lilies, and I love the smell when you have the lilies that do smell. But the bobos this year, my gosh, they were awesome. So now, what is your favorite?
It's like going to a restaurant and they get to you, and you have to decide what you want. So you have to listen to other people first. I'm actually going to go with an annual.
Okay.
I looked at our list of perennials, and I don't know that any of them were my favorite.
Yeah.
I do like hydrangeas. but there's so much other color in the garden that I had to pick something else. I'm gonna go with the snapdragons.
Oh, really?
I am
not surprised.
I am.
Yeah.
I love them. I've been cutting them pretty much every week. I had 2 varieties that I saved seed from last year, but then I tried a couple new ones this year. It was a Costa Silver, I believe. It was like a light creamish, whitish color, and that was really pretty. But my absolute favorite were from the Madame Butterfly series. So I had the pink, the bronze, and the bronze with white, and they're extra frilly, and I swear they smell like orange.
Yes, I know. You had how many of us trying to smell it? Was there 5 of us that we were?
I don't know. I stick them in everybody's face.
Doesn't it smell like a dreamsicle?
I really think it does.
Yeah.
That was by far my favorite because this year I wanted to cut flowers and bring them into the house in vases, and I've really been able to enjoy them.
And I think your theme on colors went really well for you this year. That was like on the cutting ones. You kind of went all that. There was a...
Yeah, it was definitely the apricot, pink, cream, and kind of a chartreuse color scheme.
And that was beautiful in the bouquets.
It was really pretty. Everything went together. The Madame Butterfly are hybrids, so if I save the seeds from them, which I will do,
you don't know what you'll come up with.
May or may not come back like this, and they may be completely different.
Yeah, but you know what? That's fun.
Yeah, so I will put those seeds somewhere where, you know, it doesn't matter, and I'll label them just so I know.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. It's that education piece to see what you're going to get.
If I get to add one, okay, so the bobos were my favorite. My favorite project with the end result for the summer is my hay racks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. With the SUPERTUNIAs in them.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't pick that as your favorite, actually.
Well, but I was thinking maybe we can add that as a category. Every time I drive by, I'd look at them and say, aren't they just plain gorgeous?
Yeah.
And we had, not that you do this for feedback, but I would have people at church or that we would see someplace and they would say, oh my gosh, what kind of flowers are they? How do you do it?
Yeah.
And it's just plain gorgeous.
Well, and where you have them located are about 15 feet from a highway. So people are going to see them when they drive by. It's not like they're tucked behind your house on your deck or something. They're out there where people drive by. And it's somewhat near your wagon, which also has those colors.
Right.
So you have a color scheme going on.
Yeah, that by far, the look of it was just plain stunning. I enjoyed it the full summer.
So those were our favorite plants and flowers of July and what we had growing. We're curious to see, did you have anything else growing in your garden? Maybe something we missed or
something we can add.
Yes, exactly.
Well, have fun gardening. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe.
Happy gardening.
Have fun.
Bye.